So I've been observing Aoko, Marverick Aoko, who has been complaining about being used and not being paid by people. You know, she's talking about John Buddy. She used to manage his social media handles, and she was talking about also the Migori women rep, the immediate former Migori women rep, who was not paying her for doing the exact same things. Despite overworking her, assigning her to tasks, even cleaning, making tea for her office. And there's a science to this, and I keep telling you that the older generation, the boomers, who many of you think that this is just an overnight trade. There is a science to this, because this generation, they are united in their contempt for young people, born out of their greed and their desire to continue dominating you, to continue dominating your politics, your business, your churches, to continue dominating society. Not for any gain other than the fact that they want to remain relevant. They want you to work for them. They don't envision an era or an environment or the situation where all of us are, there's an element of equality where we can access hospital care, we can access government services without hassle. Then they want to hoard all of these resources, and so that you can now be reduced to beggars. You see, like now Aoko is saying that whenever she was going to get payment from Buddy would also want other extras. He would want other extras over and above paying him just a mere 20,000, and she's saying she was desperate. It was during COVID, and it gives you a hint of the kind of trauma, the kind of challenges and struggles that the young people faced when you were convinced by the establishment to accept a lockdown and curfew, when it was self-mutilating to your interests, to your businesses, to everything. So you can imagine how many other cases we have where people are used and dumped, you understand? And this is mostly with politicians. I don't understand why politicians with so much money, you're the people who don't want to pay for the essential services. You need somebody to handle your social media accounts, but you don't want to pay them. Because you don't see this as a career. You don't see it as worth compensation, as worth payment. You want to keep on exploiting young people, you understand? So which is why young people, you have to be steadfast. You have to get your civic education right. You have to keep on educating each other about the importance of voting, and not just voting 6 piece and going home. Because last year's election, we had 8 million young Kenyans who boycotted elections. We had another 4 million who are eligible to register as voters, but they also boycotted the registration process. So 12 million Kenyans did not participate, and did not execute their civic duty. Because of what? Because you are not having these conversations. Keep having the conversations. And when you see an old bastard like Wafula Chebukati claiming that last year's elections were free and fair, you have to be the first to tell him, go home, old man. You have outlived your usefulness. We have no interest to hear your garbage. You tell him like you tell him like what Jay-Z says, old man, you can't sell me bullshit. We know the prices. So this is the establishment that we are in. They hate you as young people. They would wish you dead. The better ones want to move you abroad. And even when you want to move abroad, when you've secured your own opportunity without any of their intervention or input, they are frustrating the passport acquisitions. Like now, last week, from a manufactured crisis, now it had been Kenya Kusha's turn to show that now we are intervening. We are now going to make it convenient for you to get a passport, and then the PS comes there, Julius Bitok, he says, oh, we have a backlog, and now we are clearing it from I don't know how many passports per day to this time. And this is a manufactured crisis. They manufacture the crisis, and then they come now. They are the white knights. They are coming to solve the solution which they have the problem which they have created. And then you guys are there clapping for them and saying, oh, this Kenya Kwisha government, oh, they are God's gift to humanity. No, they are not. These guys are there to appropriate your opportunities. They want to destroy you. They know that without destroying you, they will not be relevant. They know that if 12 million of you, even if Wafula Chebukati and all his corrupt returning officers remain in office, they know 12 million, they cannot manipulate such a number. So they have to keep on making politics so dishonorable, so unattractive. That's why they are happy when they see stories like Aoko's trending, because they Buddy where he is, and that Migori women rep, I've forgotten her name, wherever she is, she's more than happy, because she knows that now this story is repulsing you from ever thinking about participating in the electoral process. Look at an organization like Kenya Revenue Authority. You remember earlier this year, President Ruto paid a visit to KRA, and then there was this lady who was given an opportunity to ask him a question, and in her stupidity, you know, her toxicity, the first thing she thought of asking Ruto is, can you give us a holiday? Can you give us as tax collectors? Can you give us a party at State House? You know, because she's so thick. But her opening statement is what I want you to concentrate on. She said that she was part of the budget making process. Now, what was the most repugnant component within this year's budget was that they're going to be content creators will be paying 3% of their gross revenue. Now, listen, if YouTube pays you, say $500 or, you know, 50,000 Kenya shillings, they're going to take 3% of that. Now, flashback to 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when Gladys Wanga, the current Homa Bay governor, was a member of parliament. What did she do? She proposed a bill where businesses would be required to pay a minimum tax of 2%, whether you make a profit or loss. You understand? Who went? Kitengela Bar Owners Association went to court and froze that proposal. Now they have come back within the same with the same narrative for content creators, but nobody is speaking on our behalf, because, you know, I've told you, all of them are united in their desire to suppress young people. They know that you are only relevant during elections. They come and bribe you, and then they know that they have on a chokehold. They have certain sectors. They have the stupid old women. They have the bodas, the dumbest people of society. They have them on chokehold with constant lies and bribes. So that when President Ruto, like now, he has already prematurely started his campaigns, his 2027 campaigns, without even delivering anything. And when he's going, the first thing you're seeing is boda riders. They're there. So they are always used every time. So KRA wants content creators to submit or to give them 3% of their gross earnings. Don't forget that content creators also have overheads. They have to buy equipment, which is very expensive. They have to pay for internet. They have to pay for rent. They have to dress up. Even the people who provide content, they dress up just like journalists or any other. Those are overheads. They don't want to focus on that. They want 3%. You understand? And nobody, I saw Okia Omtata warning the establishment that the young people are crying because of the contempt of the establishment. No opportunities, no jobs, no nothing. And these guys still want to milk the little that the young people who have created opportunities without their intervention. Don't forget, content creators, the government did not make YouTube. The government did not make the apps that the Kenyans Kenyan young people are, you know, trying to eke a living out of, but they still want to suppress even the opportunities that they've not created. You see, this apathy that you have towards elections as young people, please let it be the last electoral cycle that you're showing content that I can't vote because you think you're so special, because you think that politics does not affect you. No. Well, somebody said siasa mbaya maisha mbaya. Your current joblessness, hopelessness, state of almost suicidal state is because of the politics of the day. And you're getting more aggravated because the reality on the ground and the propaganda that is being pushed your way, you can tell clearly that these guys are lying. But the more that they are lying, the more they are escalating their propaganda. And now you saw what they've done. They've onboarded a stupid old bastard called Mutahingunyi so that he can continue brainwashing your stupid parents, your stupid grandparents, your aunties, your uncles, like the stupid women of Muranga who you saw saying to Okiratene, and so that they can continue exerting pressure on you. So take politics seriously so that you don't end up whining like Aoko.